Do you want to taste a $25,000 taco? If you're as curious as I am, the answer is yes. If the answer is no, get out of here. This past Tuesday evening, which is Taco Tuesday in my house, I found myself researching to find the world's most expensive taco. Turns out one of these tacos sits at the whopping price of $25,000 for a single taco. For that amount of money, you could buy this, or even this. But there's gotta be something about this taco. We need to know what that is. It's located in Mexico, more specifically in Cabo San Lucas, at a hotel called the Grand Velas Los Cabos. And here's the best part. I'll buy it so you don't have to. I'll taste, examine, and describe it in every way possible. And yes, eventually I'll go to the bathroom and have the priciest toilet break I've ever had. Before I leave, we've been nominated as a finalist for Best Creator of 2022. So please, if you've been enjoying these videos, go click that link below to vote. It only takes a minute and it would mean the world to me. On a separate note, we are rapidly gaining on Gordon. We're going to pass him, but we need your help. So go hit that subscribe button. It's time to go, and this one's gonna cost me. Cost us, actually. Manny's gonna help me pay. I can't afford this.
Wait, what?
Manny, we made it to Cabo.
We're pulling up. You know what time it is, Manny?
What time is it?
Taco time.
We finally arrived at the hotel and were greeted by the grandest of entrances. After admiring the beautiful resort grounds, we made sure to stay hydrated.
I'm excited.
Ready to go? Okay, before we dive into the taco and talking to the chef about why exactly they have a $25,000 taco, let's take a look at the room. This hotel room is so big, it has its own lobby. As you enter, there's some sort of giant, what is that, man?
I don't know.
And all these beautiful pieces of art on the wall. Let's come down this way. There's a massive bathroom off to the left. And this here is our living room. It's just me and Manny staying here, and this is our entire dining room table to ourselves. But I want to open up the curtains. Now in our living room, we have more art right here on the wall.
Frankly, I have no idea what that is.
And all sorts of amazing games and even little toys on the tables here. The whole center of this living room here has so much space for activities.
So many activities!
If you follow me over here, we then have yet another table with quite possibly the biggest grapes I have ever seen in my life. Have you ever seen grapes this big? And if you follow me over here, we have a bar. If you know me, you know I like to make a creative cocktail once in a while. I'm not the best bartender in the world. However, this bar...
Hey, Nick. I got a surprise for
Why
you.
were you following me?
Got your drink.
Mezcal, my favorite.
Second one?
Both for me.
As I was saying, a pretty insane bar with all the different tools you could ever need to make some good drinks. And we have an entire bar station to work with. We even have an entire drawer of Snickers bars.
Not you when you're hungry.
What the f was even that? We've got our own ice machine, all sorts of champagnes and wine. And once again, Manny and I are only here for a few days, and it's all for us. Now it's time for the fun part, the bedroom. If you come in here, you'll see what's probably the world's largest bathroom. Not quite, but I'm sure it's close. The shower has to be one of the largest and longest showers I've ever come across. We have a massive, beautiful bedroom. Outside, we have a massive penthouse balcony with our own private pool and a ridiculous view. Oh, and I can peek over the side to spy on Manny at night. To finish, the suite wraps all the way around and continues this way, but I want to show you Manny's quarters, which are separate from mine tonight. Last time we tried to share a bed, things didn't go so hot.
Nick, I'm just cold and scared. I want to go back inside. Can we
Get back in bed.
I'll be giving the tour of my room. Come with me. We got Mandy's bed right here, where the magic happens. This is my bathroom. I also have a smart toilet, which I'm pretty excited to use. Nick doesn't have one. And last but least, Mandy's own private balcony.
Last but not least.
What did I say?
We're good, actually.
Okay.
No, we're good.
All of this is to say that we not only have the coolest hotel room in the world, we also... We've just placed our order for the world's most expensive taco. So let's head on back to the kitchen and see exactly what the chef's doing back there. We headed into the kitchen with the chef. The kitchen was huge, so large in fact, that it had several sections representing different regions of the world, which made me think, perhaps each region had an ingredient that it made for the world's most expensive taco. We also took a look at the several restaurants on the resort.
That is a lot of wine. How many bottles is that?
2,500.
Do not let him anywhere near that wall, okay?
And then the chef stopped me and asked if I wanted to try crickets and ants.
I try everything at least once. That's my rule, except for drugs.
Crickets and ants. I mean, that's a big cricket right there. Ready? Those are good.
Yeah, there.
It's like salty, a little acidic. I like it. And how about these? Is it different?
It is.
Okay, ready?
Wow, it tastes way different. It's like smoky a little. I actually like both of them a lot though. This is like a partly popped popcorn kernel.
Nick, we're gonna prepare the taco. Are you ready?
I am ready.
At this point, I returned to my room to wait for the surprise, leaving Manny to capture a behind-the-scenes look. As I suspected, this taco will incorporate some of the best ingredients sourced from around the world. For the first ingredient, they had a Cetra caviar from Russia, some of the most expensive caviar money can buy. Next, they had a French brie with a truffle drizzle flown directly in from Paris. For their first protein, they had blue lobster flown in from Maine. I wonder if Captain Kurt had anything to do with catching this guy. Their main protein was Tajima Kobe beef, the finest cut of beef anywhere in the world. To top things off, a special sauce made from incredible chili peppers and Kopi Luwak coffee, the most expensive coffee in the world. It's also harvested from animal poop, but that's besides the point. For the garnish, we have watermelon radish, rainbow beetroot, baby yellow beetroot, radish microgreens, and carrot microgreens. All of these ingredients were grown in the hotel's own garden. Oh, and I forgot the most important ingredient, my favorite, edible flowers. And you guys know how much I love edible flowers. To wrap things up, they had beautiful homemade corn tortilla dough mixed with 24 karat gold leaf. Solpe, I hope you're taking notes. Then it was time to get cooking. To get things started, extra gold leaf was mixed into the corn tortilla dough. The tortillas were then pressed into the proper shape, and in doing so, the gold leaf really expanded and infused throughout the dough. The tortilla was then placed into a non-stick pan to sear, and then flip repeatedly until both sides turn a darker brown color. After the tortilla was properly seared, it was placed in a special wooden holder where the chef molded it into place. Next, it was time to sear the Kobe beef steak in a traditional French sauce, which consisted of butter, water, salt, and pepper. And while waiting for the steak, the lobster tail got a nice sear as well. Once the lobster had been nicely seared, it was sliced up and went back into the pan with some more butter. You can never get enough butter. After finishing up the steak and letting it rest, it was then cut into bite-sized cubes of Wagyu deliciousness. Then, the steak cubes went back into a pan to get an additional sear. As if we hadn't already used enough fancy ingredients, it was time to shave the black truffle. They used two different types of truffle. The grainier truffle pieces are not only more flavorful, but also more expensive. At last, it was time to assemble the taco. First the brie, then the steak. After this came the lobster tail, followed by a layer of Russian caviar. This was eventually topped with our coffee sauce, more lobster tail, more caviar, and two different kinds of black truffle. This is definitely not your average taco. Future me had no idea what I was in for. With the taco complete, it was time to bring it up to our presidential suite. However, since this was no ordinary room service delivery, the entire kitchen staff volunteered to guard the taco on its journey to my belly. Come on in.
We have here our most expensive taco at Gran Bella's.
I'm ready.
Wow, it's a big taco.
This is the final garnish. Cetra caviar on the top. This is full spoon of caviar. The most expensive taco in the world.
Thank you so much, chef. So here we are. Finally, right in front of us is the world's most expensive taco. And as I told you, I'm gonna try it for you. Now, the first thing I get is the smell. The whole thing just screams umami. And I think I mostly get that from the truffles, but there's definitely something coming from the steak and the lobster as well. Clearly, they've taken the ingredients seriously. Now, enough talking. I think we're ready to taste. They've given me these salt and pepper shakers, but I hope by now you all know I don't travel without some Osmo. Before I taste, I'll go in with just a tiny pinch of the salt. Oh, and before I bite, I forgot to mention, I had to wear this collared shirt for the occasion. I'm not gonna eat a $25,000 taco in my normal boring black t-shirt. And without further ado, I think it's time to taste. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, wow. Oh my God. Wow. That's a lot to take in. That is really, really decadent, really good. I'm gonna need to take a breather.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
There's flavors just shooting all around my mouth. I want to break it down a little bit now. First things first, by having a piece of this lobster. That, of course, is true, delicate Maine lobster. And I'm glad they got it from there because Maine lobster can't be beat. There are two different types of black truffle in here, each bursting with tons and tons of flavor. That really earthy, super umami taste. And then if I try a piece of Kobe beef, it just melts in my mouth. If I've taught you anything, it's that Kobe beef is the best of the best. So many people just hear the term Wagyu and think that that is the best meat in the world, but Kobe is the best type of Wagyu. I'm gonna try a piece of that cheese from the bottom. Whoa, wow. Man, if I'm trying a piece of cheese, get a little taste.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Crazy enough for me, the cheese is kind of the star of the show so far. That and the tortilla that I just took a bite of. Yes, the tortilla has those little streaks of gold leaf spread throughout. However, the gold leaf doesn't have that flavor. The real flavor comes from the incredible corn that they use to make the tortilla. They really put in the effort on the tortilla, and I would expect nothing less. To all of you that came on this journey, thank you. Once again, smack that subscribe button so we can catch up to Gordon.
Nick, we expect more from you.
And I want to give a gigantic thank you to all the staff at the hotel that made this taco happen. They actually don't offer the taco anymore for room service, and they put this back on the menu for one day especially for us, just to share a fun experience with you all. Manny and I have to catch our flight home, so we'll see you back in the kitchen. Happy cooking.